What is up, sports bettors? Matt Modi here with OddsJam, coming to you with some sharp college football bets to lock in for week 2. Week 1 has now come and passed. We had some pretty good games, some pretty big upsets, all that good stuff. LSU losing to Florida State, Utah losing to Florida. 2 big wins by the Florida schools. So heading into week 2, let's see what the betting markets tell us. So of course, when I start my process of locking in bets in general, I start with the OddsJam Positive Expected Value page. This page provides betting opportunities in which you are gaining the edge over the sportsbook. Unfortunately, reality is sportsbooks have the edge over you, mostly just by the vig that they charge, by charging up juice, essentially a tax on all markets. So getting betting opportunities that have an edge is really valuable. And as you can see, the no vig odds listed here on the OddsJam page tells you what the no vig true line, the fair odds are for bets, and then provides opportunities where you can get more favorable odds on another book. So this Arizona versus Mississippi State is going to be the one that I'm starting with. The bet is on the point spread, Arizona plus 11.5. It's minus 112 odds that we are locking it in on FanDuel, which I actually have it up right here. This is going to be a half unit play for me. Bet has been locked in, and we are good to go there. So now let me just add this one to my bet tracker before I get to do that. Incredibly important to track all your bets, and we are good to go. So the no vig line for this one is minus 112.6. Obviously not a massive gap between the no vig line and the FanDuel line at minus 112, the line that they are giving us at FanDuel. Still a positive EV bet, in this case profit margin of about 0.25%. So not a huge profit margin on this one, but that doesn't mean that these bets with lower profit margins should be avoided. There's still good, profitable bets that should be locked in. And one of the reasons why I like both of these, but I'll start with the Arizona one. So if you click into a play and you open up in a new tab, it just pulls up the betting markets and what they price the total at, what every single book, or in this case a spread, what every single book prices this spread at. There's a couple things that are really cool about this. Number one is it tells you what the average odds are for this line, and we see that the average odds for this are minus 122. Fox Bet is giving you minus 125, and the OddsJam line is giving you minus 129. So you get that minus 122 average. But the thing that I really like about this one is this little table up here tells you the main lines for every book, and then if you want to look at the alternate ones, you can. But in this case, we're just going to look at the main lines. Every other book, literally every single other book that is pricing this spread, or this spread, is giving you a spread lower than what we got it at 11.5. PointsBet and Caesars have this at plus 11, and BetMGM, BetOnline, FoxBet, and the OddsJam line have this at plus 10.5. BetOnline is another really sharp sportsbook that we use to kind of almost set lines, as is obviously the OddsJam line pulled from Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest line in the world. Another reason why I like this one is even if we go a full point lower, the OddsJam line still favors Mississippi State in this at that number. So even at plus 10.5, the OddsJam line thinks that the more likely scenario is that Mississippi State covers 10.5. So as you can see, they have the Mississippi State side priced at minus 114, the Arizona side priced at minus 104, favoring Mississippi State at that number, a full point lower. Now, I know that getting a point or half a point or whatever doesn't sound like a big deal, but trust me, if you placed this bet on any other sportsbook, you'd be getting it at 11 or 10.5. If Mississippi State loses by exactly 11, you're going to feel like a genius getting this at 11.5 on FanDuel. So line shopping can literally be the difference in losing money and making money betting on sports. It can make your win percentage go from 50 to 55%. And at these odds, that is legitimately taking you from losing money to making money. So again, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but getting these advantages of line shopping is really, really important. So this is the first one, Mississippi State plus 11.5, minus 112 on FanDuel. As you guys remember, already locked this one in. The next one, very, very similar logic. This is in the Georgia State versus North Carolina game. Now, I understand this one is a little bit scary taking a North Carolina under after what just happened in their first game. But that actually presents a pretty good opportunity to take advantage of the betting market that is just going to blindly take the over in Georgia in the next North Carolina game, which in this case is against Georgia State, because of how high scoring their first was. They're just going to blindly bet that over, and fading the public is a good betting strategy. But regardless, for this one, the bet is at -114 on FanDuel. So let me go ahead and lock this in. The cool part about FanDuel is you can use this little search function. So if I just search North Carolina, it takes you to North Carolina, Georgia State. I'm taking the under 68.5, and this is going to be another half unit play for me. So not breaking the bank with any of these, 2 half unit plays, but still sharp bets to make. So again, add this to my bet tracker. So the no vig line for this one prices this at -115, and we got it at -114 on FanDuel. Of course, the line shopping aspect of this one is what's most important. So if you open this up in a new tab, we see similar logic why this is such a valuable bet. And actually, if we look at the alternate lines, which will give us a better idea. So FanDuel prices this at 68.5. We got it at -114 odds. The average odds on this one are -121. Fox Bet prices this total at 68. Every other book prices this total at 67.5, a full point lower than what we got it at. BetMGM, PointsBet, Caesars, WinBet, all prices at 67.5. And it actually looks like the OddsJam line prices this at 67, a full 1.5 lower than what we got it at. And looking at Pinnacle, the OddsJam line, they favor this total going under. Obviously, what we got it at, 68.5. Again, they favor the under at 68. Again, they favor the under at 67.5. It isn't until we get to 67 where it starts to even out a little bit. Slight favor to the over at 67, but with the vig removed, it's the difference of like 50.1% versus 49.9%. Very, very slightly favoring the over, but at 67.5, 68, favoring the under. And we got it at 68.5 at -114 odds. Again, already locked this in. So line shopping, especially for football and basketball spreads and totals where the numbers are bet up so high, can be really, really valuable finding pricing discrepancies between all the books. Not only from an odds perspective, in this case being -114 to -132, but also from a totals perspective, being from 68.5 to 67.5 to 67. So those are my 2 sharp bets for week 2's betting slate. Obviously, plenty more to come for college football, for the NFL, but we're looking at Georgia State under 68.5 against North Carolina, and we're looking at Arizona plus 11.5. Locked that in on FanDuel. And that's going to be it. Those are going to be my 2 bets. So if you're tailing, let me know. We'd love to hear it. Comment on the video. Other than that, please remember to like, subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. It helps us out a ton. And that's it. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.